Hey, everybody out there, welcome to another edition of Story Dude. I'm going to be your host today. My name is Story Dude, as you might have guessed by now. Let's dig right in and continue on our mission of discussing the day's events on the internet. Am I the a-hole for not telling my wife to tone down her dancing at our wedding? Throwaway because my wife has read it. My wife, a 29-year-old woman, and I, a 29-year-old male, got married last weekend. We've been together since our first year of uni and got married on the 10-year anniversary of the day I asked her to be my girlfriend. We've grown up together, got through thick and thin, and I know there is no one else I want to spend my life with. For context, my wife is half Spanish and we incorporated a lot of Spanish traditions into our wedding. It also meant that, with all of her family there, the reception turned into quite the party. I was pretty tired after dancing for a while, so I went to sit and talk with my family whilst my wife kept dancing with her cousins and friends. After a bit of chatting, my mom and aunt essentially told me that they weren't too pleased with my wife's dancing to songs like Low and Sexy Back, saying that her slut drops and wiggling her bottom like that weren't appropriate on her wedding day and were disrespectful to me. To be honest, I didn't see anything wrong with the way she was dancing. It was nothing more than I think any person would dance to songs like that in the club when they were having fun and had a couple drinks, and I told them as such. They said that I should tell her to tone it down, but she was having fun with her friends and I didn't see anything gratuitous about it, nor was she super drunk, so I told her it wasn't my place. We ended up wrapping up the party soon afterwards anyway. The morning after, we had breakfast with my family and my aunt mentioned to my wife that she was pleased that I eventually got her to tone down the fiesta. My wife asked what she meant by that, and my mom told her about the conversation from last night. My wife has told me about this. I was talking to my dad and uncle at the time and didn't hear. My wife apologized but was then very quiet for the rest of the day. And when we left the hotel, she was very upset with me, saying I should have told her that she had offended my family and that she was humiliated that I hadn't told her anything about it on the night, like my aunt had assumed. I was sorry that she was humiliated, but I was not sorry that I hadn't told her to tone it down because, in my opinion, she didn't do anything wrong. She still thinks I should have just told her because now she won't have a good relationship with her in-laws. She doesn't have a good one with her parents. I'm mad at my mom and aunt and want them to apologize to us, but she refuses to bring it up with them and wants to apologize again to them when they come over this weekend. I want to stand up for her because I think they're being incredibly rude, but she doesn't want that. She just wants to mend bridges. She's still upset with me because I don't see it her way and because I'm not sorry that I didn't tell her. So am I the a-hole? Wow, so the issue is whether OP is the a-hole because he didn't listen to his a-hole family to tell his wife to stop dancing. That's so meta. I mean, I think I'm going to go with you're not the a-hole here. But your wife is going to be mad at you. But I think you did good to not, make a scene at your wedding. Or, I don't know, I think it's not your place to tell your wife how to dance, even if she thinks it's your place. That's my opinion. I don't know. Let's see what the comments are saying. So I'm a little lost on this one. You and your wife are not the a-hole. Your family is so controlling and rude that when going to you didn't work, they told her to her face that she danced provocatively and pretended you did what they told you. This needs to stop immediately. You need to stand up for her and give them serious consequences. Otherwise, they will continue this throughout your relationship. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think the only clear a-holes here are the OP's families. Not the a-hole. I am proud of how you handled the situation, but mostly for not ruining the fun your wife was having. Your wife, though, needs to unlearn to accept the kind of sexism just because she wants to have a good relationship with her in-laws or anyone else for that matter. The fact that your mom and aunt sexualized her dancing at her own freaking wedding is disgusting and sounds like a them problem. I couldn't agree more. But I mean, to what extent is OP entitled to changing his wife's opinion about this? I mean, if she feels that way and wants to mend the bridges, I guess it's her prerogative. Not the a-hole, obviously, but also you and your family are racist and annoyed about the Spanish elements of the wedding. Saying tone down the fiesta was not just rude, but racist as F. Not the a-hole. Your parents are the a-holes. Your wife needs to realize that your parents suck, not you. Ugh, your mom and aunt's rude ass comments about your wife reminded me of all the repressed prudes commenting on the JLo and Shakira halftime performance. That stuff stems from jealousy, not the a-hole. I also think your wife might be overly nice to your female fam members because of the lack of relationship with her own mom. Please tell her to not make herself a doormat to these women. They will tone her down too much. Moving on to the next one. We've got I'm a 36-year-old woman and I want to talk to my 33-year-old male partner about hygiene. Me and my partner have been together for 2 years, living together for 1 year. Within the last 6 months, I think he's gotten more comfortable and his hygiene routine has changed. He works every day and he sweats a lot since it's a labor job, but he only takes a shower about once a week. Also, he wears a baseball cap and has longer hair, so as soon as that hat comes off and he lays in bed next to me, I can smell his head. He also doesn't brush his teeth every day. He will just rinse his mouth with some mouthwash. He also has athlete's foot, so as soon as those shoes come off, his socks smell so strange. I love him, and I don't want to make him feel bad by bringing it up, but it has definitely hurt our intimate life because it's really hard for me to get close to him in bed when all I can smell is BO. What is the best way to bring this up? We talk daily, and we're really good with communicating with each other. He doesn't suffer from depression, so I don't think it's that. It's that since I've had experience in the past partners that were. He used to be really good about hygiene, especially when we weren't living together, and he would come over. He would always take a shower before he came over and washed his beard and face, but it has all gone down, and he does the bare minimum of taking care of his hygiene. Wow, that's rough. It really, it's not the bare minimum. He's way below the bare minimum in this department. And wow, I don't know. I've never been with a particularly dirty partner, so I wouldn't know how to broach the subject, but it sounds very difficult. I'm looking forward to seeing what the people in the comments are suggesting, because I'm sure it'll be some good guidance here. Another day, another post about a woman dating a man with an unwashed ass. He's 33. If he can't learn to be clean, then you need to be direct and tell him straight up that he stinks. He needs to wash his body, fix his feet, and brush his teeth. Otherwise, you won't stay with him, and he's not going to get into the bed dirty. Okay, but that's not I think that's not the advice that the OP is looking for. I think she's looking for kind of a gentle way of doing it. Or maybe there isn't a gentle way. Maybe this is the way to bring it up. I don't know. It sounds so rough. Like, that's not going to be taken well if you I don't know. Let's see what the other comments are saying. He's getting in bed with week-old sweat and stinky feet and unbrushed teeth. He should feel bad, OP, with all gentleness. I would go with a blunt but kind, hey, you're working a labor job and I need you to shower daily because I can actually smell you and it's hurting my attraction. I need you to brush your teeth daily because I don't want to kiss someone with unbrushed teeth. You have athlete's foot, and I'm kind of grossed out getting into bed with you when you have strong-smelling feet. Please wash after your job. I think this is getting a little bit closer to the solution. I think that it's framing it in terms of attraction. I think it's good to say, I'm having trouble wanting to feel intimate with you when you are not clean. And I'm trying to think listen, I'm dirty. My wife just tells me that I stink. And I don't take it that badly. That does kind of hurt, especially if I have just washed, because then I know I'm just a stinky guy. But yeah, I guess there's no way of telling someone that they stink without them taking it badly. And I think I'm looking for a solution in these comments that I guess I will never find. If he's not being hygienic and you are being intimate, you could easily end up with UTIs. You should definitely approach this with him. For the sake of your own health, this needs to be addressed. Quite honestly, I would be straight to the point. You don't have to be mean, but don't allow for any misunderstandings. I recently had a very serious car accident and was immobilized for a week, and the first thing I wanted to do when they allowed me out of bed was to shower, even though they were giving bed baths daily. It wasn't the same, and I didn't feel as clean. I just love that extra information there. Hygiene is important. Showers once a week. If my partner worked a labor job, I would be demanding a shower every night after work. Yeah, that guy must be really, really grotty. This would be a flat out deal breaker for me. I'm not telling an adult that he needs to shower and brush his teeth. I don't know how you stuck it out for 6 months. I'd probably be pretty blunt, but how about saying something like, I've noticed over the last 6 months or so that you aren't bathing very often and seem to have let your personal care slip. You probably don't realize this, but you actually smell pretty strongly. What's going on? I don't know. None of these comments are hitting the spot for me. It's just, I guess this will be one of those mysteries that remains unresolved, unless someone in the comments has a kind of a magical way of telling someone that they stink without hurting their feelings and without compromising the future of your relationship. So, yeah, on that note, I want to wish all of you a great day, and we will catch you on the next episode of Story Dude. Take care, y'all.